There is a material thin enough to fold into your pocket that can stop a 9mm bullet traveling at 1,200 feet per second. And it was discovered completely by accident. Kevlar. You have heard the name 1,000 times. Police officers wear it. Soldiers depend on it. But most people have no idea what it actually is, or how something that weighs almost nothing can defeat a projectile designed to punch through flesh and bone. A police officer. A soldier. Two very different people in very different situations. Both trusting their lives to the same material. The story starts in 1965 at a DuPont laboratory in Wilmington, Delaware. A chemist named Stephanie Kwolek was working on something entirely unrelated to body armor. She was trying to develop a lightweight fiber for car tires. Nothing glamorous. Nothing revolutionary. Just tires. But then something strange happened. One of her polymer solutions came out differently than expected. Instead of a thick, clear liquid, she got something thin and cloudy. Opaque. Almost milky. Every other chemist in the lab would have thrown it away. That is what you do with a failed experiment. You dump it and start over. Kwolek did not dump it. She was curious. She asked a technician to run the solution through a spinneret, a device that pulls polymer into thin fibers, like a spider spinning silk. The technician refused at first. He thought the cloudy solution would clog the machine. She insisted. What came out the other side was unlike anything anyone had seen before. The fibers were 5 times stronger than steel by weight. They were stiff, heat-resistant, and incredibly light. Kwolek had accidentally created one of the strongest synthetic materials in human history. Here is what makes Kevlar extraordinary at a molecular level. It is a para-aramid polymer, which means its molecular chains line up in long, straight, parallel rows. Think of it like dry spaghetti packed tightly in a box versus cooked spaghetti tangled on a plate. Most polymers are the tangled version. Kevlar is the rigid, ordered version. That molecular alignment is what gives it absurd tensile strength. But creating raw Kevlar polymer is only half the story. Turning it into something that stops bullets requires a specific manufacturing process called wet spinning. The polymer is dissolved in concentrated sulfuric acid, one of the most corrosive substances on Earth. This creates a liquid crystal solution. That solution is forced through tiny holes in a spinneret at high pressure, then immediately hits cold water. The sudden temperature change locks the molecular chains into place. The fibers solidify in perfect alignment. Each individual Kevlar fiber is thinner than a human hair. On its own, one fiber does almost nothing. But here is where engineering takes over. Thousands of these fibers are twisted into yarns. Those yarns are woven into tight fabric sheets. And those sheets are layered, typically 15 to 30 layers deep in a standard bulletproof vest. When a bullet strikes, it does not hit one barrier. It hits dozens of barriers simultaneously. The bullet's energy spreads outward across the weave like a stone hitting a trampoline. Each layer absorbs a fraction of the force, deforming the bullet and slowing it down. By the time the energy reaches the last layer, the bullet has been flattened into a mushroom shape and stopped cold. Now here is something most people never consider. A bulletproof vest does not make getting shot painless. The kinetic energy still transfers to your body. Officers who survive gunshots while wearing Kevlar often describe it as being hit full force with a baseball bat. Ribs crack. Bruises bloom across the chest. But they survive. So if Kevlar is this incredible, why is it not used for everything? It has weaknesses. Ultraviolet light degrades it over time. A vest left in a car trunk in direct sunlight loses effectiveness within a few years. It is also vulnerable to sharp-pointed objects. A knife can slip between the woven fibers in a way that a blunt bullet cannot. That is why stab-proof vests require additional materials like chainmail or ceramic plates. Different threats demand different solutions. Modern body armor combines materials to defend against both bullets and blades. The applications extend far beyond body armor. Kevlar reinforces the sidewalls of your car tires right now. It protects fiber optic cables buried underground. It shields spacecraft from micrometeorite impacts. It is woven into the cases of high-end smartphones. Racing drivers wear suits lined with it. Bridge cables are wrapped in it. One material. Everywhere you look. What surprises most people is that Stephanie Kwolek never made significant money from her discovery. As a DuPont employee, the patent belonged to the company. Kevlar has generated billions in revenue since the 1970s. Kwolek received awards, recognition, and eventually the National Medal of Technology. She passed away in 2014 at age 90. One curious chemist refusing to throw away a failed experiment. That is all it took to create a material that has saved thousands of lives. If this kind of hidden engineering fascinates you, subscribe to this channel because we break down how ordinary objects work every single week.